Howdy friends, it's Kathy from Rust Paper Scissors. I'm here with a Halloween themed junk journal. I know it's a little early for the holidays, but I've had this book for a long time and I wanted to make a Halloween journal out of it for a long time. So I took the opportunity to do it now. Part of the reason that I did it now was I was inspired by a friend. I have a friend, Tanya, and her channel is Scribbles in Time, and I believe she has an Etsy shop, Scribble in Times. And I was just really inspired by her. She is a fantastic artist. She makes these journals, mine don't even compare, but her kind of signature item, I believe, is her journal. She has a kind of a journal within a journal, and on one side, when you open the other journal up, one side is a writing area where you could write, and then the other side is more of a mixed media area where you could do painting or drawings or that type of thing. So I wish you would go and look at her channel and her work. She does some amazing work. She just posted a video from a junk journal that she did. It's a Christmas themed, a Santa Claus, and it's really amazing. So I will try to put the link below in the description, but I got the idea from her. What I wanted to do was I wanted to take this book and make it seem like you had just stuffed papers in and they were sticking out. It was kind of like a hodgepodge, and so I didn't really know how to do that. So this is my version of what Tanya does. And so I added the fortune teller book to another book, and we'll go through it and we'll show it. But you're going to learn several different things about me throughout this video, but one of the things is I love velvet, and I have several outfits that I wear during the winter or the holidays that are velvet. So I had wanted to use velvet to cover the books and that type of thing. So I found some velvet, I guess it's shelf liner paper. It's just a sheet of velvet. It's adhesive backed. I believe they use these in jewelry stores in the drawers where they display the jewelry. So it's just this velvet paper. So you'll see it throughout the journal and you'll laugh every time you see it. I'll talk about it. So I have that, and then there's some other things that we'll talk about. But the journal is approximately 8 by 5.5, I believe. The spine was 2.5, and then the gator mouth is like 5 inches. And then if you can see on the side, I did add some charms and some old jewelry to a couple of the pages, and I'll talk about that when we get into it. It's also my closure. This is kind of my signature closure, is the bulldog clip with the chain. And on this one, I gave you some extra room because it is so chunky that you might want to make it look, a little bigger. I tried to keep it closed. So, but all you'd have to do would be move this chain and make it a little bit longer if you add more things. I had to take some things out because it just got too chunky, and I may include those. They're just some little tags with the purchase because I just couldn't fit them all in. But again, the beginning was I wanted kind of a book within a book, and this cover of the book, and then this is a signature that I made out of corrugated cardboard, and then I added the word research here. You could take that out and you could put your name, a date, whatever you wanted. Oh, I forgot to mention, I am not a journaler. I am more of a list maker. I like the who, what, where, when, why, and how of items. Like if I want to know what things cost, I wanted to know what was the menu, who came, what were the costumes, that type of thing. So the journal is very blank because I know a lot of people do journal, but I'm not a journalist, so I wanted to mention that. So what I wanted in this part of the book was I wanted it to look like, again, things had just been thrown in there, and maybe it's a recipe or an idea for a decoration or just whatever. So I just kind of made it wanted to look like maybe something a witch would have. Now, on the inside of this signature this is the cover sheet from the book, or the book plate, I'm not real sure what you call it, but this is the original sheet. The book, I believe, was published around 1901. The copyright is 1899. So this is the original page, and I covered it with matte medium, so it is sealed. Now this is a bookmark that I made with velvet ribbon, and then I added just two little charms. One is a witch with a cauldron and the other one is a broom. So I have that. And then this is just several pages. Now, in one of my signature items again is these rusted metal prong fasteners, and I have them just about in every journal that I make. And it's a way for you to add or remove pages. If you didn't like these pages, if you didn't like this, you could take these out, or you could add more pages to them if you liked it. But it's just a mixture of tea-stained pages that I thought somebody would enjoy journaling on. And so I did that. And then the back of the signature, one of the pages out of the book was this 20 magic circles. And so I included that. Again, it is the original book page, and I covered it with matte medium. I had wanted this to be loose, but I didn't really understand how to do this book in a book, and so I ended up gluing it so it would be, more stable. So you lose some of the velvet, but it was there. And then inside this book is a library card, and then it's just two little journaling spots. One says public library and the other one's blank. You could put your name and the date, that type of thing. And then this page, this signature is, I used a black file folders for the outside of the signature, but it says Hocus Pocus, and then it says, by the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. And so there'd be several black cats throughout this signature. Then inside, again, the metal prong fasteners, I added this tracing paper where I stamped and embossed a skeleton, and then I added the little verse that we all learned as a child. The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, in your stomach and out your mouth. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose, they eat the gooey between your toes. Your stomach turns to grassy green, and pus rolls out like whipping cream. They spread it on a piece of toast and eat it while you lay there dead. So I thought that was funny. It reminded me of my childhood. And then again, these are just several pages that are blank that you could put pictures or write on. Again, you could add to or remove them if you didn't like them. Now, something else I wanted to talk about was several years ago, I was helping in Vacation Bible School, and we needed this ribbon twist paper for a project, and I didn't realize what I was buying, and I bought a roll of this stuff. This is the natural ribbon, and then I also bought the same size in green. So I have a lifetime supply of the natural and the green. But this is what it is, what I'm talking about. And it's just a thin, but it's pretty sturdy paper. And you untwist it, and it's kind of like a ribbon. And I used it throughout the book several times to back some of the cards that I printed out. And it adds some texture. You don't have to, a lot of times people will wet the paper and crinkle it up. This already comes crinkled. So it was really great. And it doesn't add the bulk like I like the corrugated cardboard, but that adds so much bulk to your book that it's not really feasible to use. So this stuff I love it. It's great. I'm thinking about maybe just cutting it into strips and selling it in my Etsy shop just because it works great in the junk journals. This would be great in a Christmas journal or Halloween, there's the green. So that's something else you learned about me. I don't understand what I'm ordering sometimes, but this is a tag that I printed, and then I just backed it with the ribbon paper, and then it's a tuck spot, and then I added two little tags. This tag I made that's just a piece of tracing paper, and I embossed on there spooky, and it's just a book page. And then this was a row of tickets. There are several tickets in this journal. It's so funny. I got a couple of digital kits, and I have tickets galore. There's a million of them. So I use them in a lot of spaces, you'll see. Now this is one of the little ribbon crimps that I was talking about. I made a little piece of jewelry, and I added it to the page. I sell these in my Etsy shop. They're really easy to add to a page here, like on your journal, or if you wanted to add it to a tag, it would be very easy to add just a charm, or you could even add ribbon string to it. But I love those, and I rust them. And then this is a page. I made a belly band out of some tickets, and then I made a tag out of the velvet paper, and I just collaged a couple of things on there. Then I added the words All Hallows Eve and made that. And let's see if I can get that back in there. Okay. And then this is just a piece of tracing paper, and then I printed several of these envelopes, and this one has a witch's hat on the back, but I just turned it into a journaling spot, so I didn't really leave them as envelopes. And then I just added it to the paper, and a rusted paper clip. I sell those in my shop. And then this is another digital print, and it says double, double, toil and trouble. Again, I backed it on the ribbon, the twisted ribbon paper. And on this one, it's a tuck spot, and I added a tag where I stamped a little bat, and then I added some of the baker's twine. I thought that looked like Halloween. Okay, and then this was just graph paper that I tried to tea stain, and the lines ended up disappearing, and it just turned the paper kind of green, bluish green. So you'll see this throughout the book. And then this is some ledger paper from around the turn of the century, around the 1900s, and I like to add it to my journals. And then this was just a skull, and it's a tuck spot, but really I just used it so you could pull the page open. And so that's that. And then, like I say, there are a lot of blank pages. I won't go through all the blank pages. This is some music manuscript paper that I added. And then on this side, I turned it up, and I added two little tags. This one says, when witches go riding and black cats are seen, the moon laughs and whispers, 'tis near Halloween. And then they're just blank. And this says, moonlight, midnight moonlight, and magic. So those are just two tags for you. And then, again, more blank pages. This is just some tea-stained ledger paper, and then I did a little collage there, and then I added two tags. I have a Cricut machine. I love that thing. It is amazing. It does some amazing things. But again, I cut the velvet paper with the Cricut. It cuts it like butter. It did great. But it's just a little witch's hat, the mask, shoes, and a broom, and I call that the essentials. And it's just blank on the back. And then this was just a tag from the kit, and then I added some eyelash trim. And the center of my signatures, I normally add an envelope so it hides the strings that you bound the book with. So this is just a envelope, and it has a candelabra on there. And then I put a little closure down here, one of the little metal rim tags that I sell, and then you just pull it out. And then I added several tags. Again, more tickets. I had tickets galore. A little bingo card, a little journaling spot, and some journaling spots. So those are there. And then it just closes. And then this was some more of the ledger paper. I just did a collage on a guest check, and it opens up. And then this is something else that I used. I don't know. In the sewing section, they sell, I believe it's called double fold bias tape. But it's like ribbon, but it's already folded. And, you know, I just added it over the edge of the paper to strengthen the edge because, you know, you'll be putting things in there. So I wanted to strengthen that paper. But it really was amazing. It went on super easy. I just did it with a little art glitter glue. And it doesn't add a lot of bulk. It's a straight line, and I thought it worked great. So I thought that was a great tip, that if you wanted to use this bias tape along the edges or, you know, on your tags, it's just an easy, quick way to do it, and it's already folded, and the ends, you know, are, you don't see the end. So I don't know, I just really liked it. So I did that, and then just some more plain paper. This is some more of the velvet paper, and then the little raven. And this was a tag. It was 2 tags, and I just left them together, and I made a little book out of it with the Edgar Allan Poe in the front, and then the book, The Raven, behind it. So I just added those 2 things, and I bound it with a little of the banker's twine. Again, a belly band with tickets, and I just added a tag that says rest in peace. And then this is kind of a little tab that you can turn it with, and then the tickets on the other side, since you would see through there. And then a tag that I made, I added the little triangle clip, and then a little skull. And I sell those triangle clips in my shop. And then just more paper. This is more of the ledger paper. A metal rim tag that I embossed the word remember on. I sell those in my shop. And then this, again, I used the paper ribbon, and this time I stamped on it. I added it to a glassine bag. I added the word secrets, and it's just a little spot where you could add some tags. So I added 2 little journaling spots, 2 little tags, and then it's opened back there so you could you know, put something else behind it. And then this is again the ribbon crimp, and then this is an old earring that I had, and I just love that, the black and the rhinestones. So I added that. And then this is the back of the first signature, and it's just a collage tag, and it's a tuck spot. And I left that blank in case you wanted to add a picture or something of your own. Then this is one of the examples of like the little inserts. I sell these, I think I do road trips in my shop, but it's again, let's say you had a party that this journal is about. And so maybe you wanted to list your guests, the costumes, the top 10, decorations that you used. What was your shopping list? How much did it cost? What was the menu? What was the weather? And then this is just a blank page. And then I added a little glassine envelope and embossed a little skull on there. So that's just a little insert. Again, that's the type of journaling that I do. And then this next signature is the black cat, and there's several cats throughout this, but I loved that image and just added that. And then this one again is the metal prong fasteners that you could take the pages out or add to if you wanted. And this one says poison apple. One taste of the poison apple and the victim's eyes will close forever in the sleeping death. And then on this page, I just added a glassine bag and a digital print, and it says hexes, and then it says first time's a charm. And then inside here, I found a digital kit that was a lot of potion labels. And so I printed them all out, and I thought, you could, write on the back as a journaling spot if you wanted. You could use them different places in the journal, or if you were having a party and you needed some decorations, you could decorate some bottles. So I just thought there was a variety of things you could do, and I loved them. This one says Wool of Bat, and it's an insomnia antidote. And then Wolfsbane, and there's just several. Scale of Dragon, Slips of Dew, Toe of Frog, Tacturn of Shadows, Pixie Dust, Potion of Nocturne. So there's just several of those that I thought you might like. And then there was a curse removal, and this is just a journaling spot, a tag. Eye of Toad, Ear of Bat, Leg of Frog, Tail of Cat. Mix it well in a silver cup. Drink it fast before it dries up. Hold your breath and count to 10. The curse is gone. You are as you were then. Ooh. And then this one is just a witch's brew, and it's the quote from Macbeth, double, double, toil and trouble. So I added those, and they go in there in this little bag. Again, here's another ribbon crimp, and I added a little part from an old earring that I had. And then this is just a collage, a digital collage, and again some tickets, and then it's a tuck spot, and I added the Harlequin little tag. Another journaling spot with a little bat, and you could journal on. And then it's added with the paper clip. And then, like I said, there were several cats in this one, and I like this one because the tracing paper you can see through, and you see the black cat, and it says Black Cat Fortune Telling. And then this is just a group of blank tags that I stuck in there. And then some more tickets. And then this was some of the green ribbon twist paper, and I added a digital printout, and I thought that went well with the greenish color. Some more ledger paper, an ampersand that I stamped on a metal rim tag. I sell those in my shop. And then these are just blank pages. This is some more of the manuscript paper. This was some 2-inch wide ribbon, and I don't know if you can see it, but it was kind of crinkly. And so I wanted to strengthen again the pouch where, you add things, the little tuck spot. So I added it to a piece of cardstock, and it strengthens that. Then I made these 2 tags. This one is just a little witch's hat and with a little bling. And then this is a raven embossed on some music paper and some buttons. So I have those in there. And then this is again another one of the journaling cards. It's skull and crossbones, and just some paper. You can take these out if you didn't like these. These are, this, you make it your own. So then this was again some more of the crinkle ribbon. Another digital print that I just added. I thought it went well with the color there. Again, this is the twill tape, not the twill tape, the seam binding tape. And then I added this, I made this tag. It says the Brunswick, and then admit 1, and just some baker's twine there. And then again, the center of the signature, another little envelope. And this one, tickets, the witch's ball, and then Old Witch Mary quite can tarry, how does your garden grow? With moss and slime and poisonous vine and toadstools all in a row. So again, a homage to our childhood. And then this was just a collage that I made on some ledger paper. And what's that? Plain paper, some tracing paper. 2 little tags in the manuscript paper, a little pumpkin with the crinkle ribbon, and then the Black Hat Society, that's on the velvet paper. And goes in there, and then just some more pages, some more of the ledger paper. It says the details, and then this was just a tag that I made. It's a tuck spot. It's the little skull, And then it says a ticket, admit one, arsenic poisoning, and then an undertaker's card. So those are just there. And then this is the back, towards the back of the signature. And again, it's a ticket belly band, 2 tags, the witch's ball, crinkle paper with you could write on the back. I added some cardstock. And then this is just a raven tag. And let's see. That's just, again, a ribbon crimp, and I added some beads. The back of the signature is the black cat. It says Halloween. And then, again, with my Cricut, I cut out a witch from the velvet paper and added her to the back. And that is the back. And then I added just some metal rim tags here. If you didn't like them, you could take them off. One's the Harlequin, Spooky, and then Trick or Treat. So that is the journal. I would love to hear your comments about it, and it will be for sale in my Etsy shop. Again, I want to thank everybody for your time. You now know more about me than you probably ever wanted to know, and I just do appreciate everybody's time and hope everyone is safe and healthy. Thank you.